Hello there. Ever wanted to make your own Pokémon-style music? Today we're breaking down how to write an electric-type battle theme. This was inspired by Pokemon Conquest Electric Battle. So get comfortable, relax, drop me a like as it really helps support the channel, and let's get to it. Right, let's start with a chord sequence. So we're going to go with... So did you get that? You can see down the bottom it's A minor to F to A minor, and then the oddball chord is a G minor. Right, let's pop that in. Good. Right, now we're going to layer this up. Very simple little line. Just going from A, G. So do you get that? So A, G, A, and then just B flat at the end. Nice and simple. Right, let's add some plucked strings. It's just me loosely playing, so up here. So all the way up on E6. Nice and simple little line, just E's and D's and F in it. Yes, there we go. And that's our intro. Right, let's add a layer to it. So firstly, we're going to add a bass to it, which I just added, which is going to be simple again. So same thing as I did before with the piano and choir and the Gothica preset. Just so you know, by the way, this is all through the M1 synthesizer, which looks like this. You might as well have a look at it. It's that one there, which is a classic 80s synthesizer. Right. Yep, exactly the same thing, just A, G, A, B flat, there we go. And let's just add some hi-hats to it, which I just added. Nice and simple. Right, so what we have got is three sounds happening at the same time here. We have got the bass drum on C on this, and then we have also got, I guess that's a crash. And we've also got a tambourine, I guess that is. And that's just emphasising the different hits in it. Okay, I've just copied and pasted these over, so exactly the same stuff there, and we've just added a drum line here. So let's open that up. So we've just got a little rhythm. As you can see at the end there, we're just adding this crash and just bringing it up in volume. So that rhythm there is just simply the bass drum and the snare. So these are going to be the chords that we're using. We're going A minor, A sus4, and then we're going to go to D minor and then E major. So that last chord, again like we just did with the previous section with that G minor, we're using that sort of surprise chord at the end, which is the E major. So let's just go over that. Same thing again. Right, so there you can see that I did it once with this plucked strings and then I added it to the Gothica. Now this is something that a lot of beginners make a mistake with, is when they go to a new section, they change the sounds around a lot. I certainly did that tons. So when we get here, keep a lot of the sounds the same and maybe thicken them up. So there we've only got one note playing on those two sounds before it, and now I've just used it as the chords. So hopefully that helps you. Right, let's layer this up. Editor Shelby here. If I could just get you to drop a like, that would be very handy for the channel. And if this content's useful to you, then please subscribe and let's get back to it. So I've just started doing a very simple bass pattern here, which is same thing again. Honestly, I think I'm going to change that down to there. Just 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and I also added some hi-hats, which is just literally very simple pattern. A little mistake there. So just the close hi-hat here and the open hi-hat occasionally coming in at the end of the bar. Right, and then we added some drums. So this is just, again, it's just the bass drum and the snare. And I've changed the snare to a different snare. So before we had a different snare, and I thought this snare sounded better here. And added together. And at the end there, I've just done a little change to make it a bit more varied. So here, let's go to the right sound. Let's go to plucked. So I've gone. So we're going down from it, F, E, D, C, D, C. On the bass here, we have also got the root note of what I just played. And yeah, lay it together. Nice. Right, let's just layer this up some more. I just added a simple little part on the piano. Okay, and together. Right, let's layer it up some more. Just playing around there, I just copied and pasted this over because I didn't think it sounded quite thick enough here coming from the verse. And this is just literally some staccato strings. And it's using this, if you can see it, this patch here, which is the full strings ensemble, and that is from Nucleus, just the light edition. It's also in the full edition, but that's a much more realistic sound, and I just thought it layered in well. All the rest of the sounds are M1. Right, let's add a melody, so I'm just going to play on top of it. So hopefully you can see what I just played down the bottom. Right, let's have a listen to that. I've just laid it up with 2 lead sounds. I think then we're going to do that twice, so let's just put in that again, so copy and paste. So I just added in a little counter line on that sound we used at the beginning, so this is going to be like a rhythmic line, and I'm just literally going same rising pattern. Oh no, E at the end there, but let's hear that in context. Yep, doing a very similar thing, just it's got a bit of rhythm to it just to vary it up. And then here, what I've done on lead 2 is make a little rising pattern. So let me just clean that up a little bit. So on lead 2, just so you can see it again, so my head's not in the way. Here we go. So that's just literally rising up. Let's have a listen to it in isolation. Just to give it a little bit of a variation, and to end it, it's just rising up from, where is that going from? It's going from the F all the way up to the C. And that is going to be the majority of the song. Now I just want to bring it back down so it loops back around nicely, so let's do that. And so after this big crescendo, just the chords by itself. And then it should loop back around nicely. Right, and I have just added a load of other bits. So let's just go and add the frills now. Here we go. That's called a riser. And then this one here is going to be a sweep down. So I've just added this to add a bit of tension and release. And I've done a similar thing in here. So this is a breakbeat sound that I've just added, and it sounds like this. Which might sound ridiculous for this sort of music by itself, but in context, it makes the chorus section sound better. Excellent. Right, so if you have any questions on this piece, or if you have any suggestions for other pieces of music you want me to show you how to make, then let me know. Take care.